I've installed fork braces on at least 15 to 20 motorcycles over my 45 years. They come stock on a lot of high-end motorcycles these days, but if you have a bike that doesn't have one, you'll immediately feel the difference of this inexpensive upgrade. Believe it or not, I have 5-6 tips for you on this install. Yep, 5 to 6 tips on a simple 10-minute install. Let's have a look at what we've got to work with. So we're going to install the standard fork brace. Nothing out of the ordinary. Used to run these on my sport bikes all the time. We're going to make sure we get all the screws into the right spots here. Nothing like working with arthritic thumbs, I gotta tell you, but I'm pretty much used to it. There we go, standard fork brace. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do upgrade number 2, and that is the fork brace. I've already split it into the 2 pieces, and this one's a little bit more finicky to get done. Here we go. First of all, we got to deal with the fender. So we just pull back a bit on the fender. There we go. And as we pull back, we make space and we ease it down. This side's looking good. This side needs to go a little bit more. Let's pull this out. There we go. A little bit more. Okay, I'm happy with that one. I want to go about 1/8 of an inch down. Just straighten that one up. There we go, looking good. Going to use the fork brace. There we are, right in position. Okay, next thing we're going to do, turn this sideways a bit. And we're going to get the brake line and the AVS out of the way. Then we're going to slide in here with the outside. And there we go. We've got her fitting the way we want. And I'm just going to jump back here and I'm going to grab us our 4 bolts. No Loctite yet. We're going to get it in position first. Just get this screwed softly in position. Want to make sure we don't thread anything. There we go. 1 in position. Gonna skip over the other side here. Spin this around a bit. And we're gonna get number 2 bolt in position here. Whoops, drop that one. We need to put number 2 bolt in the number 3 spot. They're all the same. They're all the same lengths. Doesn't matter. Okay. There we go. A lot of people I've seen online undo all the triple clamps and things like that. I don't know. They say they want to seat them properly. But you know what? I have never done that on any of my sport bikes. And everything's worked out well for me. I figure everything's already in the proper position. So there we go. Just hand tight on these to start out with. Get everything into position. And we still have some minor issues here. We want the back to balance out. Nice even 1/8 of an inch around the top is what I like to go for. Here we go. We're going to bounce that back piece down a bit. Screw this in a little bit more because it's gotten loose with those other ones. And you can see it now fitting tightly. That's what we want. Everything's looking good. Okay. Time to Loctite our first bolt here. I'm going to start with the interior bolts. get both of them done. So here's number one. Coming out now. Once you got everything in position, bolt number one. Loctite. You want blue. You don't want red Loctite. I think it's red Loctite. Red Loctite is to put stuff in that's never, ever supposed to come out. We're going to grab this baby here. Once again, just a little bit on the end of the threads. That's all we need. Oops, got it on my finger. See that? Little tiny wee bit. And there we go. Carefully pop that back in there. Pop it up. And we're going to snug this one in. Oh, as soon as we can get the hex head in there. Back it off. Make sure it screws in nice and easy. Once again, we're dealing with aluminum, so you want to be very careful. So I'm going to snug that one a little tighter than what anything else was. I'm going to pop back here. And we're going to take the third, or the other middle bolt out. Can't remember my numbering scheme here. Doesn't really matter, they're all the same. Once again, just a little bit on the tip. Want to get that in play right away. Remember, we're dealing with aluminum here. Nice and easy. Once again, I'm going to take that one in. Because we're getting close to being last snugging up, I'm going to tighten it up a little bit more than the first 4 bolts. Now I'm going to come over here and do the outside one on this side, my side. A little bit of Loctite. Make sure, whoops. Okay, a lot of Loctite on that one. That's too much. I mean, it doesn't do anything, but suck it back into the tube there. Everything's lined up, so these should just pop into place. Should be, oh God, I got Loctite everywhere. Oh well. Again, we're going to tighten this up just a little bit more. Not fully. Pop around, do the 4th one first. Here we go. Last bolt. Then we'll do a final tightening. And we're all done. This is a pretty simple install too. Just takes a bit of time. And you got to be careful of your lines. Brake lines, especially the ABS line, can really screw that up. Close my Loctite up here till we get to the next task. Pop that guy in. Hex it in there. And start closing up that gap. That never closes up entirely. There never has on my others too. But we want to make sure that we're nice and firmly seated there. There we go. I don't want to go too much tighter than that. And then we're going to pop back around this side. We're going to kind of do this like you put a tire on a car. A little bit of snugging up here. A little bit of snugging up here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when you put tires on a car, change tires, you do a star pattern when you tighten the bolts. I'm sure most of you know that. There we go. So I'm going to have one more little go at that one. Happy with that. One more go with that one. Ooh. Bit more than that. That one was a little on the looser side. Okay, happy with that one now. One more twist on the outside here. On this guy. Make sure he's keeping up. And he's good. So we're all tightened back up. We're going to put the brake line back in, which is a bugger. I might have to come back to that. I don't know if you guys want to watch me struggle with this or not. Probably not. So what we'll do is we'll call that done. I'll struggle with getting that in because I probably have to give it a little lube, a little bit of Armor All to get it to slip in because it's cold in my garage right now. There you go. Upgrade number 2. Fork brace. All done. And it's all Loctited, so none of those bolts should vibrate out.
Thanks for watching. If you want to help me become a bigger voice for arthritis, you know what to do.